Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on top left side is the purple Japanese, we have a foreign name. So on bottom right side is the blue English, we got Scarlet Devil, who's not in Scarlet. You monster. When it comes to this map generation, let's see, looks like the English player has all of his wood deposits behind him, so can't use a natural cover. Does have some deer here, and more deer here. So deer are pretty safe behind the woods. Got two small gold deposits, and also a small stone and large stone. His natural small stone is actually right there. So English player has a good pocket of resources. Small gold here, two large in the center, and then another small over here next to Pumbaa. Pumbaa over here. For magenta, wood deposit here can provide some natural coverage. This one's nice up in front, easy to provide coverage here. This one's a little bit off the side. Of course, Japanese do have good berry collection. These set of berries are a little out front. This set is out off the side, and this one's right next to the deer deposit. His close deer deposit up front as well. While he does have two small gold and a large stone here, so this could be a good spot for a town center and/or castle. Help keep that area secure. I say both players' map is fine. But since purple has both gold deposits over here, it's probably better for purple overall. I mean, this is a pretty good adjustment of resources. This is definitely worth maybe for a town center. Abbey of Kings now being established. Oh, wait a second. There is a Age 1 Samurai. Did not see that. The English player can fight on an equal footing with a early or vanguard man-arms, though it does have to have deflection, so ever so slightly better. Kira storehouse now being employed in the field, which will provide some free farms. Of course, the age up's complete, and this samurai needs to fall back, or else the king will personally strike him down. We do have a relatively early level 1 wheelbarrow research, improving berry collection rate by 25%. And still just building two villages on this Kira storehouse, not trying to age up anytime soon. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward since it's back to the eco phase. And blue's going for another town center. So both sides can be ecoing up. Towns that are back here could be quite reasonable. Hard to say what he's exactly going to do. King does impale the scout for a little bit of damage. And the king will find this outpost and a bunch of arrow inputs there. The king does charge into the samurai, so the charge did get absorbed by deflection. Here, storehouse still being built. But secondary town center is now being established here. That farm placement is questionable at best. It's not next to any town center. I am not sure what's up with that farm placement. Yeah, I have no idea what's up with that farm placement. Luckily, English farms are pretty cheap. Going for a mill there. Got it. That makes a bit more sense, but probably should have put along the town center first. King taking a bit of fire there. Arrow slit research now on the way for the Japanese player. Downside here is to provide some good coverage to protect this gold deposit. So I'll have this other small gold deposit. King and Scout moving around. We got a couple berry bushes remaining. Second farm has been summoned by the Kira storehouse. King's still trying to rotate around, try to find another opportunity to charge on in and take out a villager. Japanese player pretty close to aging up. Probably going for the floating gate. It is incredibly rare the temporal quality. I think it's like 99% floating gate, 1% temporal quality when it comes to landmark selection. English player can go for the White Tower or for the King's Palace. Most time it feels like it's been the Temple of Equality. I guess we found the 1%. Nowadays, the White Tower is a bit more selected, but the King's Palace does still seem some usage. It gives you another town center. While the White Tower, of course, gives you a keep that does produce a little bit faster, and also act as an all barracks, all production structure, so get your siege weapons and your knights built out there pretty quickly. But the Temple of Quality is now being employed in the field. I always remind myself what Temple Quality provides. Buddhist monks contain unique Buddhist technologies. Buddhist monks provide support in combat by decreasing enemy damage in the Solis or Sutra, and enhancing damage of allies with Buddhist conversion. So using the warlords will both buff your nearby units. You can use as a combat buff, pre-combat buff. Or do it during combat and also dissuade your opponents from existing in that area while at it. Allow construction of 4 additional Buddhist temples. There's a Buddhist monk. Let's see. Zen. Buddhist monks generate 25 gold every 60 seconds. Each Buddhist monk does cost 80. Oh! I think they got a cost reduction. I thought they cost 100, but I think they got reduced down to 80. And if I remember correctly as well, when somebody mentioned, Zen immediately ticks. So you get immediately 25 gold rebate. That could have changed though. By the way, Buddhist monks are now cheaper last time I checked. Upgrades Buddhist conversion, Nehan conversion, which is 25% shorter cooldown. Additionally, provides 25% movement speed. Very nice. And the temple itself can cast the same sutra. Do not the English White Tower being employed in the field, which is the English version of White Castle to get access to some early burgers, I think. No, I've actually been to White Castle once or twice in my life before. There's simply not something you see in my area. Mounted Samurai not being employed in the field. Got some knights as well. More Buddhist monks being employed in the field. The gold collection technology does cost food and wood, not gold. Soli's Sutra reduces damage by 50%. Not a bad combat debuff. Does get picked off there. The King's falling back, took a severe amount of damage there. Falling back to the Abbey does give him some excellent health regen there. He does have slightly higher movement speed than regular knights. However, combat charges can help reduce distance. Got a sheeple there. Sometimes leaving a sheep behind your scout is very nice. It interrupts movement such as that, keeping that at arm's length. One very long arm's length. And you can see there the king's getting affected by a massive health regen aura because it's what, 6 health per second. The single samurai here, Dark Age Samurai, gets impaled really badly. Let's just keep an eye on the monk. Make sure, yeah, we have magenta selected. Yep, you see the plus 25 gold immediately procced. So that's effectively mean each Buddhist monk is 65 gold. You just get 25 gold rebate immediately. So it doesn't take too long to get that gold generation. It's weaker than the Yoshiro counterpart, but you can probably get more of them. So the Buddhist conversion here, which also buffs allied damage by 20%. This also allowed purple. While we didn't see in the buffing there, blue can't really dive on into it because it would take a lot of free damage. The thing as well with Zen providing gold generation, many will probably think like, oh, just treat it like the as a gold generation unit, keep them backline. They still have the combat debuff. They don't provide as much gold as your Shiros, but you can at least bring them forward and provide some excellent debuff. So getting a good number of them is actually pretty nice. You just start generating gold in combat, so it pays for itself. In other words, don't treat this like the Chinese hackers from Command & Conquer 0 Hour. Treat them as a free unit to debuff your opponent. I wonder if anybody else knows about Command & Conquer Generals 0 Hour, or Generals, or Command & Conquer. Giant Greg Grahams just did a bit of a video release about Command & Conquer, if you want to watch a short 4-hour video. Oh, that's a lot of Buddhist temples. He's going heavy in that. I think as well with the Sutra, also providing, and it's also able to do the healing. You may want to go for a smaller, heavier core of units, such as the Mounted Samurai. The Mounted Samurais do have clear counters as Spearmen and Crossbowmen. Let's look at that temple there. We're going to see here the in-combat healing. Frontline healer, frontline support unit, frontline gold generation unit. So that shouldn't be a term there. Good number of units here. Nowhere near enough to build a next age up. So going for some delicious venison. Has a bit of stone there, so it could be on for a castle relatively soon. No, wait, no. I forgot. Japanese can't build castles in Castle Age, because that has to be built in Pure Age. What a glorious name. I know the castles are better than keep, but of course they're more expensive, but I can see it be still perfectly fine for them to build them in Age 3, honestly. I don't think it has to be an Age 4 building. Oh, we've got 4 additional Buddhist temples in the field. So we've got Mounted Samurai, Buddhist monks. Buddhist monks do move at the same speed as spearmen and archers. So not bad movement speed. Knights and King push way forward. Pile of research for blue. Some research for magenta. We do now the Hardened Samurai upgrade. It'll take about, what, 3 minutes? Actually, no, 2 minutes to effectively pay for himself. It'll be still 5 gold deficit, but still perfectly fine. And in the meantime, between combat, I mean, his opponent's not a POF, so you don't have to be aggressive with those Buddhist monks. And just let them start generating gold, give them enough time. And you can get up to 5 temples to build them out of. The landmark and 4 other temples. So he can spend his time to start just producing them in mass. Does lose some villagers there. You see the Sutra there being applied. Reducing damage by 50%. Spear and push right forward, getting some damage onto these Mounted Samurai. Starting to fall back now. He has plenty of Buddhist monks to heal them up. I wonder if the Sutra affects both the bonus damage and the base damage, or just want to affect the base damage. If it also affects the bonus damage, that means the bonus damage versus cavalry would be very minimized. Round it down to 20, so it'll be doing about 15 damage per stab, which is not too terribly higher than the base damage. 16 damage, more accurately probably to say. Some damage multipliers affects bonus damage, some of them don't. Oh, and those sutras are still active. Yeah, those sutras last for a bit of time, don't they? They last 6 seconds. That's a pretty good amount of time. That means once they get cast, it just simply will be applied. With enough of these guys, you could actually just probably nerf your opponent's army. I have no idea how this is going to go. Berkshire Palace not being established. I'm always a bit more fan of the Guard Palace. Much more fun. But using it to not only provide presence around this farm, to protect this gold deposit. These two are going to be untouched for the time frame. Magenta did have an extra gold deposit back here for a safe location. And when it comes to trading posts, he does have a trading post over here and here. This one's going to be his own sphere of influence, so Castle Crow could be a possibility, but Tengashimi Gunsmith is not bad either. 24 villagers on gold, and he have 1600 income. Does have 4 relics though. That's about the Berkshire Palace now. We do have the enclosure research now on the way. We got the monks pushing forward, but trying to get some sutra. It looks like these sutras can be applied to the same unit repeatedly. I don't know how quickly, how long the cooldown for this ability. Let's keep an eye on that. If it's like in power, which means very short, it's fine. Probably fine if they get a stack. It's just that hopefully it's some sort of smart logic where it doesn't auto retarget the same one. Duaz and Summery here. They haven't upgraded the Itachi research. Giving them plus, that's Katana Bannerman. Here you go, Veteran Samurai. Plus 4 for his infantry. English players going for some hand cannoneers. Yumi archers could be a possibility, but they're weaker but cheaper variant, so they're actually not that great. Good shot there on the crossbow. Yeah, it looks like Sutra has no cooldown, so he can constantly keep on debuffing his opponent. Not to mention, while debuffing, he can mass heal. There is a good number of these Buddhist monks. I don't think any of those Buddhist monks have gone down. He has 49 of them. Tengashima Gunsmith not being employed on the field. Hand cannon is probably the way to go since they can be healed up by Buddhist monks. Spearmen are definitely going to be the wrong choice. He needs crossbowmen. You know, or Balkrin may be a good idea. It's rarely ever I see this thing being super useful. But against mass Buddhist monk, maybe? Mangonels with splash damage is probably pretty good. They're just classified as religious, so they won't get anti-range or anti-light or melee like from Springalds. Maybe Springalds wouldn't be half bad? I have no idea what Blue should do against this army. Crossbowmen and Folksfire seem like good. Mass AoE damage seems also good. Playing around the university is definitely probably, or not university, the Berkshire Palace will probably be pretty good. Playing around the university. Well, you can always play around university technologies, like the elite arm tech is on the way. Both of these knights have sutras on them, just only one has a symbol there. Triple mangonels there. Rebalquin now pulling field, 42 damage times 12, so should be able to focus down, go through the mass healing of the Buddhist monks. I don't believe Sichuan can get sutra'd, but I have no idea. Mangonels hitting Spearmen, it's not great. They need to be targeted with the hand cannoneers and crossbowmen. We're talking to the Rebalquin. Rebalquin has low range armor, good melee armor of 10. I see a whole bunch of pluses and a whole lot of minus sutras. Rebalquin straightforward. Blue needs to go for more Rebalquins. I think that is actually the right call. This one is being hit. He is doing a good job dodging. Since it is wheeled, it doesn't have to take time to set up. But does take a volley there. His opponent does go for a Balkan from Tengashima Gunsmith. And good look at the sutras on all these hand cannoneers. At 19 damage. I think as well the armor, latent armor of all these units. I don't know why. Have you ever seen this many units, or holy units, try to decapture a sacred site at once? He tried to go for religious debate, but of course he got stoned to death. That happens often in the religious debates. What siege weapon? Revolquins, Springgolds, or Mangonels at this point in time? I can see an argument for any of them. Jet player has 4 Mangonels in the field, 2 more on the way. More Samurai on the way. With Mount Samurai, probably Springgolds would be the best call. Maybe? Or Revolquins, I have no idea. Each place going for a good number of hand cannoneers. Right now the Samurai have each range armor needs to get 1 more range armor. They'll put up with 9. Against all the Sutras, putting them down, if the hand cannoneers get put down 19 damage, that means they'll do 10 damage per shot against the elite Samurai. Maybe older tactics would be useful as well. They'll just getting hit. Bombards push away forward, 1 Revolquin. Currently there's 32, 30. Looks like a good number of the Zen monks, Buddhist monks are going down. Their Revolquin's getting hit pretty hard. Mangonels are doing a great job of counter-barraging. Does go down there. First got the Fairchild Palace there, garrison quite nicely. I think as well, Magentas are lacking a siege army. I suppose Mangonels are for soft country to keeps. The king has been redeployed in the field. The king is dead. Here is fine way. Good number of not being sutured right now. Sorting gunpowder would be very useful. And Magenta only has these Zen monks remaining. Who has higher to short value. Takes out the Revolquin there as well. Samurai still be a good call against all the spearmen. His opponent right now is going for Spearman, Hand Cannoneer, and another Revolquin. Spearman damage right now is plus 16 for cavalry, so the Sutras does affect it. So right now it's doing 23 damage per stab. Versus cavalry at least. For a samurai, if they get some more melee armor, they'll be hardly doing any damage versus samurai. If you get plus 2, they'll be 8, and their melee damage of the spearman afterwards, that was like 7, right? So, oh yeah, right now with the Sutra, the spearman will do 1 damage versus samurai. That's pretty good. That's why he's not going for any more melee armor. We do now have the older tactics now being researched. Hand cannoneers still causing issues for Magenta. I think a good core of Yumi archers wouldn't be half bad right now. They'll counter both the spearmen and hand cannoneers. Bombards engaging bombards. Hand cannoneers taking some hits there. Yeah, a small core of Yumi archers would be quite nice and stuff to get the DPS going. All these hand cannoneers, barring ones, get sutured. You do now have some 6-side victory available for blue, but that's going to be changed. Gold deposit is still 1,400 left. Each player is running low on food and gold, has plenty of wood for the time frame. Buddhist monks taking some damage there. Revolquin firing away, severely wounded. Now severely dead. Continuous backline shooting away, but someone got splashed on by the Mangonels. A good number of bombards here slowly being picked on off. One of Blue's bombards to get counter-barraged. Spearmen advancing way forward, but they're all very getting sutured. Right now, magenta has a higher destroyed value than blue. Taking a massive bombardment onto the Berkshire Palace. Berkshire Palace now is on fire. You do use wood to repair it up. The English player just consumed all his wood. Going for the adjustable crossbows on his Mangonels. These villagers trying to take out these Mangonels. They get all stoned to death by the Mangonels. More samurai, more Buddhist monks for the Japanese player, with good core of Mangonels and bombards. I wonder how the Tengashima's gunsmith charge is going up. I think it's been spending them all on the bombards. We go for some more research here. Yeah, nothing he actually needs. Not like I can get herbal medicine. Got now armor-clad elite command arms being researched by the English player. Each player's low on food, has some wood and gold to work with, but nothing too significant. Each player's having trouble remaxing by far, going for more hand cannoneers. I don't think he's gotten serpentine gunpowder. That would be very. Oh no, he does get serpentine gunpowder, so now he gets +5 as melee. Level 4 blacksmith melee for purple. Abbey Kings take some fire. First, the Berkshire Palace gone. For Annihilation Victory, he needs to take out the Abbey Kings, which is very easy. This is the capital, and then the White Tower here. So White Tower is the last target. It does have another counselor still back here. Purple right now only has 85 villagers. I guess with all the Zen monks, he has a form of for gold generation. Not to mention all 4 relics help out with that. Making good progress to his opponent's base. Villagers pulled out the torches. Trying to still break down some of these siege weapons. There's about 30 villagers here. Expendable amount, but still going to hurt. He is lacking a bit of economy still. Bombards going great. Mangonels looks like aiming the way forward. Takes out some of these siege weapons. His Mangonels could try splashing down multiple siege weapons at once. Takes out another Mangonel there. Looks like blue will get all the siege weapons, but his front line and back line start to disintegrate. A number of hand cannoneers have not been sutured. They haven't much of a force there. All of his man arms have been sutured. Bringing them down to 9 damage. Man arms can't get up to 8 armor. They should, in order to help Heat's power to get it. That'll make his suture make it so his samurai only take 1 damage per strike from the man arms, which is nothing. Yeah. I rarely ever see the Buddhist monks, but they're still pretty good. They're good. The gold generation is a bit of diversion of what they're useful. That's just meant to pay for themselves overall, in my opinion. But like I said, they're very good as a frontline healer, damage reduction, pay for themselves. They're just very good. Going to trade some structures for a bit of time. The Abbey Kings is being rebuilt. Japanese players still need a remax house. Has some reasons to work with. Just a little wood. The villagers did manage to take out the siege weapons. He's down or at 114 the moment, greater than his opponent. Economic-wise, that's about what? 5,000 income versus like 5,500. Economies are similar at the moment. Mangonels get some good hits there on these man-arms. With enough Mangonels, they can counter out melee infantry. They're getting bombarded though. Trying to strike down those Mangonels is probably a good idea. Hits a good number of the Zen monks as well. It's getting pretty messy. Both sides losing a lot of siege weapons. Magenta, purple has plenty of resources in reserve. Blue has some resources in reserve. Mangonels being picked off by the bombards. Man-Arms still going strong. Japanese players out of Samurai overall, looks like. Has some Samurai on the flank. But they're receiving 1 damage per strike, so the Buddhist Monk can easily heal that up. 18 more Buddhist Monks, 9 more Samurai in the build queue, more Mangonels. Blue's going for more Man-at-Arms and hand cannoneers. Right now, purple has an army value of 11,000 versus 6,900. And purple has actually quite a bit of stone. Go for a pair of Shogunate castles. Or just order castles. Berkshire Palace has been fully repaired and now be fully burned down again. Blue's not remaxed out just yet. Going for more Man-at-Arms and hand cannoneers. And some bombards. English players should definitely be eyeing for more splash damage. Hand cannoneer is not a bad option since they have good damage. He's now got some horsemen on the build queue. There are veteran horsemen, elite horsemen on the way. With Sutra, they won't be able to do any damage to the samurai, so I don't know if that's a strong enough option. Japanese player says 2,000 food, 2,000 gold, and some wood. English player has fluctuating around between 1,000 food, around 1,000 gold, with not much wood. Losing some infrastructure. Yep, right now the horsemen are at 15 damage. If you were to cut their damage in half, they will only do 1 damage versus samurai. Big round of villagers here. We've got 44, so that's a third of his villagers approximately. Some samurai advance way forward. The suture's not being applied, so the samurais are taking full damage. The villagers are going to be taking some splash damage from some of these Mangonels. Mangonels now hitting some hand cannoneers. Purple's army is surrounded. And current glowing both from torches, from healing. And his opponent's also glowing due to sutras. It looks like purple will win out. Those villagers have been called. Purple still has some siege weapons to work with. Blue still has some siege weapons firing away. Hand cannoneers in the back line are not being sutured. He has 31 Buddhist monks remaining. All of Purple's siege weapons have gone down. Fresh Mangonel advancing. 2 more hang bombards in the field as well. That's probably from Tengashima Gunsmith, if I has to guess. Samurai now engaging these bombards. One banner man still remains, this guy here. His player is now research biology. I don't think that will be useful for the horseman. I think he's just trying to go cheap out because he's actually out of gold. That's why he went for horseman. And the player has now resigned. This is Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.